having a briefing from the Inspector General of Police on the general elections campaigns. Sir Inspector General of Police, you are welcome.
Thank you.
These are my colleagues. We always have our weekly press briefings. They are in high gear to hear from you. The Prophet state, Inspector General of Police has moved with a number of officers on his immediate left. He has the Director of Operations, Frank Mwesibwa. We have the Deputy Director CID, Sakap Chelimo Yata, Senior Commissioner of Police. We have the Deputy Director of Traffic, SCP Norman Musinga. I see behind here we have the one who speaks for traffic, Superintendent of Police Kanandora, and also a senior officer, Mission Samuel, SSP, is in the house. Sir Inspector General of Police, we are good to go, and we are eagerly waiting for you, sir.
Thank you very much, PRO. My friends from the media, I'd like to say good morning, and you are welcome to Police Headquarters. Today, I felt it important after some time. I think I last gave my statement at the beginning of the campaigns going towards the elections, and I felt it was very important that I share with you another statement so that you can help me relate to the Ugandans and all stakeholders. You are most welcome. This is a statement on the general elections of 2026 campaigns, and it goes as follows. Fellow Ugandans and members of the media, we are just a month and a few days to the general elections, which will take place in January 2026. I want to commend the Ugandans, the Electoral Commission, the security agencies, and the candidates for ensuring, to a reasonable extent, compliance with the law, save for some notable incidents involving some of the actors. In our experience this far, the tension points between the security forces and, unfortunately, almost always one of the political parties, specifically the National Unity Platform, is always about infringement of guidelines set regarding departures from designated venues and routes for rallies. And I want to point out here that in all the cases, these routes are agreed upon between the representatives of the parties and the Uganda police. So we note that we have been witnessing rallies taking place in trading centers, markets, and along the roads, and also flouting traffic rules, which including driving or riding recklessly, being carried in dangerous manner in motor vehicles and motorcycles. Within the same context, I want to say that there is a need to collocate the right to political expression and attendant freedoms of assembly and expression with rights of other members within the same ecosystem to go about their normal businesses. I think this is very important for us, that as we carry out this activity of campaigns and eventually elections, we must also be alive to the rights of others who carry out other activities. It is our duty as Uganda Police Force to ensure that both sides enjoy their rights and freedoms, and whoever breaches the law is handled appropriately. It is a delicate balance, but it is indispensable, and one that we are all enjoined to ensure. None can be dispensed at the expense of the other. We don't suspend everything else because we are conducting campaigns. In these electoral activities, each of us, therefore, has both rights and obligations. I wish to highlight some of the incidents that have happened to emphasize our areas of concern. On October 28th, 2025, at around 1300 hours, near Obote village in Lira district, supporters of the new presidential candidate attacked police officers. They punctured the tires of a police vehicle, removed the key chip sensor, and various items were stolen. On October 29th, 2025, in Abim district, people purporting to be private guards of the NUP candidate assaulted Edibu Emmanuel, who was subsequently hospitalized. On November 24th, 2025, the new presidential candidate led a procession from the party headquarters to the campaign grounds in Kawempe North and Kawempe South. During this period, the security personnel were pelted with stones at both the party headquarters at Kavule and along the routes. Several officers were injured and some vehicles damaged. Security forces responded by deploying public order tactics to control the crowds, and multiple arrests were made, and suspects have since been charged to court. On November 27th, 2025, the new presidential candidate held his campaign rallies in Kayunga district. His final campaign event was to be held at Lugasa Parish, Kayonza Sub-County, Bale constituency. He arrived late and attempted to campaign after the 6 p.m. stipulated time. Police officers tried to stop him, but he refused to comply, leading to the campaign being halted and the crowds dispersed. On November 28th, 2025, in Iganga district, stones were thrown at officers immediately after the candidate concluded his campaign. And by the candidate, I mean the NUP candidate. Officers responded to the violence by dispersing the rowdy crowd, during which, unfortunately, one civilian fatality occurred. And I want to emphasize here, nothing whatsoever merits the taking away of the life of a Ugandan, where that life can be protected and saved. And our duty is to protect and save the lives of Ugandans. I wanted to emphasize this aspect here, but in a way sending a message that we need to respond to situations in a positive way without causing situations which can cause loss of lives. I also would like to explain the activity that we carried out in Imbarara on the 7th of November 2025. This was a planned operation following investigations into the activities which I have earlier enumerated. And I took a decision that now that investigations had reached a certain level, there was a need to arrest the suspects. And therefore, on the 7th of November, we carried out an operation in Imbarara to arrest the suspects who were involved in the different acts in the different areas of the country. We strongly condemn all forms of electoral violence and lawlessness, and I want to assure you that this will not be tolerated and shall be dealt with decisively. The socio-economic transformation and peace prevailing in this country must be maintained. The Uganda Police Force and sister security agencies have been very tolerant and continuously engage the political actors to conduct their political activities in accordance with the relevant laws and guidelines. Some actors have deliberately refused to comply, and we call upon all the actors to comply. I want to reiterate that we are duty-bound to enforce the relevant laws and guidelines to maintain public order, a requisite for peaceful elections. We can never have elections where there is no peace. Peace is a requisite for elections, and that's why we keep talking about a peaceful election. Acts of incitement, harmful propaganda, hate speech, declaring defiance, unauthorized campaign processions, destruction of property, defacement of posters, assault on security personnel, campaigns beyond the stipulated time, criminality at various campaign venues, going armed with stones and other dangerous weapons to rallies, and misuse of artificial intelligence by some actors will not be tolerated, and we call upon all those involved to desist from those activities. I must state that the laws of the country are not in abeyance and must be adhered to as we carry out the political activities. We urge all stakeholders to continue exercising their rights responsibly and respect the rights of others. I call on all citizens political parties, candidates, supporters, civil society, and the media to exercise rights peacefully and responsibly. Political parties are reminded to desist from forming security outfits to protect candidates. This is the role of the security forces, and the Electoral Commission works with us to ensure that we offer the requisite protection to all the candidates involved in all these campaign activities, and therefore we call upon all actors to work with us to ensure there is security provision by the security forces. This is a responsibility of the security state organs. I wish to reaffirm that Uganda Police Force, working together with the sister security agencies, remains committed to protecting the constitutional rights to campaign, vote, and participate in all the electoral activities, but will enforce law and order firmly to maintain peace before, during, and after elections for God and my country.
Thank you, Inspector General of Police. IGP, tulinayo abawuliriza baffe abaagala okuwulirako mu lulimi olulala, maybe Oluganda, nga tetunnaba kuzaako ekiddako.
Olowooza tolwogedde bulungi tewandinyambyeko, naye kangezeeko kangezeeko mu Luganda. Okusookera ddala njagala kusiima bannayuganda bonna n'abakulu bonna abakola mu Electoral Commission, abakuumi b'eddembe bonna n'abeesimbyewo bonna okutwaliriza wamu abatusobozesezza okutuuka we tutuuse mu electoral process eno gye tuliko. Naye njagadde okwongerako okugamba nti awamu tufunye okukolagana okulungi, naye waliwo awalala we tutafunye okukolagana okulungi, okusingira ddala ku political party eya National Unity Platform. Era ndowooza abantu bagenze bakiraba, waliwo mu bitundu ebirala nga tuwalizibwa okukozesa ate ebikozesebwa ebirala bye tutaatandika nabyo. Ndowooza abantu balabyeko nga tukozesaako tear gas, naye mu kusooka tetwagikozesa kulw'okuba abantu baali bakola ki? bakolagana bulungi naffe, naye n'ekirala tetwabikozesa ku lw'okuba abantu abasirikale bagezaako mu luzungu tukiyita restraint, okugezaako mwandinyambyeko akagambo ako ne mukambuulira, okwekomako, okulaba nti waliwo obutebenkevu. Naye ate obutebenkevu tekitegeeza nti ate wabeerewo abasosonkereza obudde bwonna nti ate nga security etunula. Kiba kitegeeza awo waliwo abamenya amateeka naye ate security ebatunuulira butunuulizi. Ne weesanga nga obudde bwatuuka ne tugamba nti waliwo ebintu abantu bye balina okukola ki? Okugondera. N'olwekyo si kugamba nti twagadde okukozesa nga tiyagaasi, naye ate njagala abantu bakitegeere nti tiyagaasi eri mu mateeka, n'ebirala byonna biri mu mateeka, naye kibeera kirungi ku lw'okuba nga bwe nagambye nti obululu buno tubukolera mu ddembe, si mu kulwana. N'olwekyo njagadde ekyo nkikakasiza abantu baffe. Wabaddewo ebikolwa ng'okuvuga bubi mu makubo, ng'okusooka nga tukkiriziganyizza wawe tugenda okuyita, wawe lyali wegenda okubeera, ate ne weesanga nga abamu tebagoberera ekintu kye tuba tumaze okwekkaanyaako. Ne weesanga awo we tufunye obutategeeragana. Waliwo ku lw'okuba kambawe ekirala ekyokulabirako, Electoral Commission yateekawo etteeka nti campaigns zirina obutasukka ssaawa 12, naye ate ogenda okwesanga waliwo azze zimaze okutuuka ssaawa 12 agamba njagala kutandika raale. Ne tugamba nedda, awo oba okoze eki? Oba togoberedde mateeka. Waliwo ekintu kye tuyita procession, oba bakiyita batya? Okuyisa ebivvulu. Ebyo nabyo twagamba tebikkirizibwa, naye ate waliwo abalala ogenda okulaba nga bayisa ebivvulu. Kati ekyo kiba tekikola bulungi mu nteekateeka yaffe, ku lw'okuba enteekateeka tulina okugikkaanyaako, tufune aba security abamala, tulabe nti ebitundu byaffe bisigadde mu ddembe. Kansuubire Oluganda ndwogeramu bulungiko. Ebirala bye njogeddeko ndowooza ffenna tukiraba. Emmotoka, waliwo amateeka g'emmotoka engeri gye tuzikozesaamu, naye ogenda okwesanga abantu balinnye waggulu bajjudde. Naye tujjukire twakafiirwa abantu baffe mirundi mingi, naye mu myaka giri egyayita waaliwo ndowooza mujjukira bulungi abaaliwo. Waaliwo accident eyali nga tonaba kutuuka bwayisi mu budde bwa campaign, yatta abantu bangi obudde bwa Hajji alagidde. Tetujja kukuuma ebintu ng'ebyo bisooka okubeerawo ate tutandike okwejjusa. N'olwekyo tukubiriza abantu baffe tugoberere amateeka, ku lw'okuba amateeka tegavaawo bwe tubanga tuli mu budde buno bwa campaign. Era amateeka kati geetaagisa n'okusingira ddala, ku lw'okuba tuba tuleese abantu bangi mu bitundu. Ekirala, wabaddewo emabega eyo okukuba abantu ba security amayinja n'okuboogerera obubi obudde bwonna. Naffe mu kulaba kwaffe ffe okubeerawo ye condition esobozesa rallies ezo okugenda mu maaso, naye kati bwe tutakolagana bulungi naffe tekitusanyusa. N'olwekyo tukubiriza abantu baffe balabe nti tukolaganira wamu bulungi, tugende mu maaso. Tusigazizza ennaku ntono, mwezi gumu n'obunaku obulala obugwamu. Buno tebujja kutwonoonera kye tuliko, okuggyako nga waliwo abaagala okukikola nga bakigenderedde. Naye olabanga tewaliiwo abantu abaagala okukikola nga bakigenderedde, nze ndi mukakafu, nina obukakafu nti kino tugenda kikola. Naye ekikulu nti amateeka tuli beeteefuteefu okulaba nti gagobererwa, ate nga gagobererwa mu butuufu bwago. Bwe tuba tukola activities zino eza campaign, tujjukire nti waliwo n'abantu abalala abalina ebibakola ebirala, nabo tubaleke bakole ki? Babikole nga naffe tugenda mu maaso ne campaign zino. Waliwo ebibaddewo emabega okusinga ddala okutandika mu mwezi gwa October. Nayogeddeko erira abawagizi ba NUP bwe baakuba abantu ne boonoona n'emmotoka ya poliisi. Olulala waliwo bwe baakuba omuntu waffe ye Karamoja mu Abimu district ne bamukola bubi paka yatuukira mu ddwaliro n'amalayo ennaku nnyingi. N'ebirala ebibadde Kawempe, Kayunga. Ekikulu ennyo njagala abantu baffe bakitegeere, ekyasookera ddala okuleeta ekizibu kyali okwagala okukampeininga ku budde nga buyiseewo. Ekyo kimu. N'ekirala okusosonkereza aba security kyayitirira nnyo. Ate nekyenagambye processions zino, processions ziba zituleetera okutaataaganya ebitundu bingi, era twakkaanya nti procession zino tuziwere zireme okubeerawo. Naye tulaba abamu ku bakampeininga ate mu kifo ky'okuziiza bagenda mu maaso n'okuyita abantu nga tebanabana kutuuka kuki ku raale, ne wesanga nga layini ejjudde, oluguudo lwonna luweddewo, kozi n'okutuuka ku mabbali g'oluguudo n'okusemberayo. Ndowooza ebyo si bituufu. Ffenna tukolere wamu tulabe nti ebiruubirirwa byaffe byonna tubifuna mu butuufu, tusobozese abantu baffe okukozesa constitutional right yaabwe gye balina, bawulirize abeesimbyewo kye bagamba, obudde bw'okulonda butuuke, balonde omuntu gwe baagala. Njagala okuddamu okubakakasa nti ffe nga security tujja kukola kyonna ekisoboka okulaba nti amateeka gagobererwa. Tujja kukola kyonna kye tusobola okulaba nti abantu baffe tebakoseddwa. Naye ate n'abantu baffe tubasaba nti ffe okubakuuma obulungi nabo balina okutuyamba mu mpisa. Si kugamba nti ate kibeera kya sayidi emu okukola ki? Okulaba nti obutebenkevu bubeerawo. Ndowooza munzikirize nkome wano mu Luganda, naye munzikirize njogere nayogedde ku kagambo naye mu Luganda oba bakayita bati artificial intelligence. Okukozesa omutimbagano nga tugukozesa bubi. Waliwo n'ebifaananyi ebifuluma. Okusookera ddala waliwo ebifaananyi ebyedda ennyo n'ebirala biva mu mawanga amalala. Waliwo ebifaananyi wayinza okuba nga waliwo ekyaliwo naye ate ne bakozesa gyengambye artificial intelligence n'olowooza nti kino nga kyagenda wala. Naye njagala kubakakasa nti abantu baffe abapoliisi aba security endala bantu baffe, teri muntu ayagala okubonereza omulala. Nate bw'oleetawo embeera ate ffe tetubonereza, kyova osanga nga twanguwa mangu, twagala tubakwata abo abatabula eddembe tubatwale mu bakama baffe abalamuzi, era tujja kukikolera bwe tutyo. Tujja batwala abalamuzi babalamule, oba tetuba tutte mu butuufu, abalamuzi bajja kukola ki? Kubeyimbula. Naye ffe ng'omulimu gwaffe tukoze eki? Tugukoze, ate tetujja gulekerera. Ku lw'okuba omulimu guno Bannayuganda mmwe mugutuwa constitution eri clear, era bye tukola tubikola ku lwammwe, njagala mukitegeere. Ku lw'okuba eyo demand ya constitution nti walina okubeerawo eddembe obudde bwonna. Nze ekyo sikyerabira, kimbeera mu mutwe obudde bwonna, kyova osanga nga tulina okututambuliramu obudde bwonna, tuleme okukosa abantu baffe. Period gye tulimu nakigambye si ya lutalo. Singa wabaddewo olutalo tewandibaddewo ki? Campaign n'okulonda. Bwe wabeerawo campaign n'okulonda kiba kitegeeza waliwo obutebenkevu. Njagala abantu baffe bakitegeere. Ate naffe tetujja kukirekeraawo, obutebenkevu obwo bulina okubeerawo paka bwe tunaamala okulonda. Ne bwe tunaamala okulonda obutebenkevu bujja kubeerawo, bubeerewo, bagamba bubune. Oba nakaako ka Luganda simanyi. Bubune bubukale. Uganda yaffe egende mu maaso. Teri muntu gwe tujja okuttirako eriiso ng'akola ekikyamu ekigenda okutataganya obutebenkevu bwaffe. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. They can also inquire from my question. Waliwo ebikwekweto bye twakola, ekikwekweto kye twakola Embarara. Ekikwekweto ekyo twakikolanga tumaze okupulaninga, si kugamba nti kyagwa bugwi. Twakikola ku lw'okuba nga bwe nababuulidde waliwo ebikolobero ebyakolebwa Lira, Abimu, mu Kampala muno n'ebitundu ebirala. Obudde ne of course abantu baffe baali bakola okunoonyereza ani yakikola. Ate twagenda okwesanga abaakikola nga batambulira mu konvoyi eyo ey'omukulu. Ne tugamba nti obudde bujja kutuuka tukole ki? Tubajje tubatwale mu mbuga z'amateeka. Era kye twakola ekyo kyennyini. Era ndowooza mugoberedde ne musanga nti abantu abo be twabakwata twabatwala wa? Mu mbuga z'amateeka. Akagambo ako nange njagadde okakosa. Bawere nembe n'emisango. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
Thank you very much, Inspector General of Police. We are requesting to just play some videos and share with our audience some photographic visuals as well before you go to we host questions for you, sir. With your permission, if we could just play some videos.
Carry on.
We have 3 categories. We have some videos which show attacks on police officers. We have those which show incitement of violence, and those related to inconsiderate use of the motorway or traffic violations. I would request our ICT team to play the first folder. candidate jumps over the bonnet and interferes with the police officers who are performing their function of an arrest. Which surely fits into the description of interference. You can play another. Now that video was captured in Iganga. You can see projectiles being thrown at the security officers. That one in the circle is Boto. And we shall share these videos with the media for clarity. You may not have them direct on the screen here.
But you can also see how the people are being carried on that minibus.
That one they were throwing stones at our officers. Some were behind the truck. And that was in Iganga. That is in Hoima. And you can hear in the background, they are calling him all manner of names, provoking. But the officer maintained calmness and composure. They never come out to make comments about those incidents, which inadvertently means they condone. Okay, we can move to the other folder. First, yeah, the photographic. That is one of our FFU officers who was hit in Iganga. Equally, that's a traffic officer who was hit in Iganga. Our vehicle, Kawembe. Police officer hit, Kawembe. Equally that one, Kawembe. That one is in Iganga. That's a UPDF officer. Then that one also is in Kawembe. The officer had to go through a CT scan. Can go back to the folders. The videos. Open, double click, that's one. Oh, that one we have seen. Let's go to the other folder. Let's go to the last folder. I think that was the last. Yes. Sir, Inspector General of Police. We shall be sharing with the media other details, visual and audio. We just wanted to simply play some clips, but at this juncture, oh, there is that one as well, the considerate use. That was in Bugembe. That's Ginger.
And maybe, PRO, you need to explain this. You see, these are police cameras. Those traffic violations, when you see us, because I think it's even very good, mostly in the other, this is what I had written in that. Kivaayo bulungi mu Luganda nti omusango tegukola ki? Omusango teguvunda. Kakati bwe tuba tukukutte awo olaba emmotoka ezo n'obutukutuku obwo bwonna temugamba nti lwaki tetubakutte leero bwe bakikoze. Ne wiiki ejja bwe tunaasalamu tujja bakwata tubatwalewa mu kooti ku lw'okuba mulimu gwaffe oba waliwo abakozesa motoka nga bateeka abantu waggulu bwe tuba tetubakutte leero enkya tujja bakwata ku lw'okuba ge mateeka. Twagala abantu baffe bakitegeere. Obudde bwa kampeyini tebutegeeza kukola ki? Kumenya mateeka. Bwe tuba tetukukutte leero n'enkya tujja kukwata. Bw'oba olina ekikolobero ky'okoze ne tutakukwata ku lunaku olwo lwennyini tekijja tugaana enkya okukukwata. Kyenjagala abantu baffe bategeere. Obudde bwa kampeyini tikitegeeza kumenya mateeka. Obudde bwa kampeyini butegeeza okola kampeyini ng'ogikolera muki? Wansi w'amateeka. Kansuubire ekyo buli omu akitegedde. Abantu baffe batuyambe okulaba nti obutebenkevu bubeerawo obudde bwonna, olunaku lwonna, buli kiseera, tubeere nga tulina obutebenkevu. Mwebale nnyo.
Thank you very much, Inspector General Police. We are going to have questions to the IGP. Sir, you will give an English feedback. Then thereafter, you will give feedback in Luganda, but over the same questions. I think what we are going to do, we shall have, let's have 5 questions for now. Let me first select you, him, and Ndugu, then Mutebi, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay, those are 2. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You mentioned your media house and your name.
Yes, IGP, my name is Igp'S from UBC TV. We have been seeing incidents of electrocution whereby some police officers are using electricity to shock people as a way of calming them down. If you talk about reasonable force, has electrocution also become part of this reasonable force we use? Because we saw it in Miziguera, in Masaka, the same thing. I think it was captured in one of the media houses. I want to understand from you, is it part of the operation as police force? Thank you so much.
Next.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Becca Belinda. I work with NTV. In your address, you stated that the use of tear gas is under the law. So maybe the public needs to know, when does police use that extra force? Maybe of applying tear gas. And recently there are videos that have been circulating on social media where, for lack of a better word, when police is trying so hard to paper spray direct to the eyes of different individuals. Maybe you can also highlight on that. And maybe lastly, we appreciate the content you showed us today, but I would like also to know what is happening with other candidates, like the FDC, the independent candidates, and maybe the NRM camp in terms of electoral violence. Have you registered any cases from other candidates? Thank you, sir.
Next.
Thank you very much. My name is Benson. I write on the
Speak a little louder.
actually specific on the issue of Uganda.
Hold on a bit. I'm still trying to. I want to respond appropriately to his inquiry. So we can go to the third person.
Mr. IGP, I said my name is Benson.
Yes.
I write for the
Tomusime, you write for
Daily
Daily Monitor.
I want to be very specific on the issue of Uganda, the killing.
Iganga.
Yes. How far has police gone on, has it traced the suspect? Was the break a stray bullet or was it intended to kill? Then we have also seen the return of dogs during the campaign. The public would like to know of what importance are those dogs in this electoral process.
Thank you.
Next, I give you an order of movement. Yes.
Morning, Joseph. Your other name?
Joseph
Kabale. Kabale, Uganda. Yes.
I'm just complimenting the police. What justifies under what circumstances the police officers require unleashing or discharging sniffer dogs, machine sniffer dogs
What justifies what?
police officers
Yes.
discharging sniffer dogs to attack members of the public. And additionally, I'm just inquiring about the progress of investigations. Have you taken an action against the people, individuals who were identified in yellow attacking the presidential candidate in Kisoro?
He was attacking.
going to campaign in an area. Unlike other presidential candidates whose deployment is relatively small, his comes along with the police field force unit, the EC security team that was granted to him, the area police, you have a UPDF truck around him, and to him this is a deliberate witch hunt. Do you have a response to this allegation? Secondly, the Iganga incident. The law is clear that the primary responsibility for election security lies within the Uganda Police Force, and other security agencies play an assisted role. There is video clip circulating around of, for lack of a better word, a garrison of UPDF soldiers jumping off the truck and shooting bullets in the air and direct. While you justified the use of tear gas as, being something within the law, is the use of direct bullets within the law, and is it necessary?
Okay. Then it will be last. Kai.
Apanda manya nzisa chikungu kwa necha
Isa Chigongo. Okolana?
channel 44. Campaign kwezi zatandika mulimu abantu abafidde obulamu balinga bameka okusinzirako, then okwongeza kwoki tuyituuse bukadde oba mutendera ki butuyinza okutuukako omusala w'okuyingiza yenna anoonya obuwagizi okulekerawo okuba campaign. Aba mukiinamu birowoozo nga poliisi nti omutuuka wano enjaga tekyasobola kubako kitukola obunyako bayingiza.
Kasende n'omukyala.
Wagambye musanvu. Ono wa musanvu.
Afande katuweyo omukyala.
Olaba abapoliisi baagala kumenya amateeka.
Balansinge kugenda.
Kale. Ani? Catherine. Wameka. Ndowooza ntandike n'ekya mukama wange Catherine. Catherine nakato ogambye which media house? NBS. Twakakwata abantu abawerako. Kati wano saze nga ndi mwetegefu okukuwa figures naye naawe kennyini ogenda omonitoring olaba bwe tutwala mu kooti. Naye bw'onooba oyagala details ojja zifuna later. Kulwokuba kati wano sizze nazo. Mukulu Isa Chigongo, Channel 44, bameka abaakafa. Nze manyi ono w'Iganga. Waliwo omulala gw'omanyi? Sinaba kuwulirayo omulala. Naye bw'anaabeerayo naye tujja kugoberera tulabe, naye nze manyi Iganga. Omanyi Oluganda nduwandiise naye ate lwagala kugaana. Wabuuzizza tulina ekirowoozo ekyokuyimiriza kampeyini. Ekiyimiriza kampeyini kwe kuteekako obutali obutebenkevu. Era kati bwe wabeerawo obutebenkevu nga buli omu akola kyasaanidde okukola, tiwabeerawo kintu kyonna ekikola ki. Kyova olaba nzize wano njogere ku bintu ebisobola okukola ki? Okututeeka mu mbeera eyo nga tusobola okukola ki? Obutagenda mu maaso naki? Naye ate si kigendererwa kyaffe, ate si kiruubirirwa kyaffe, ate si kiruubirirwa ky'Abannayuganda. Era bwe kitabeera mu biruubirirwa by'Abannayuganda naffe ffenna ndowooza tujja kukola, buli omu ajja kukola ekisoboka alabe nti ekiruubirirwa ky'Abannayuganda kigenda mu maaso. Naye singa wabeerawo embeera etasobozesa campaign kugenda mu maaso, gwe ansa gw'ogiyina, si nze ssebo. Mwami David Ijo nti omukulu Kyagulanyi agambye waliwo deliberate witch, this is in English, that there is a deliberate witch hunt. That's not true. At times, response depends on the situation. Actually, I don't want to talk much. What do you think, Ndugu Ijo? What is your answer? Because you should be having the answer. We have already flashed the activities of NUP. Have you seen other activities of other parties? We have flashed for you the activities of NUP. Then are you asking me why we are following? We are charged with the preservation of law and order. Now when we see, remember by the way, we also have intelligence. When we see, and again we hear, are we supposed to sit back? Is that witch hunting? Can you categorize that as witch hunting? Actually, we should be thanked for being responsive to ensure that the situation remains stable and calm. Me, I'm expecting the people to thank me. I'm waiting because I think my responses are what the people are expecting. Are we together? The other one, have I finished your concern? Ijo Iganga, a garrison, you'll have to tell me what a garrison is. But you see, under the Constitution, the police is charged with the protection of life and property in partnership with other security agencies and the general public, isn't it? It goes beyond the police. It's beyond the police. So depending on the situation and environment, even there is when we call upon the good intentioned Ugandans to come and join us too. You have even had cases where we have even recruited special police constables when we know that this situation requires more effort. I think that explains why when we are acting, at our back there is also other security agencies. Stephen, Spark TV. By the way, I want to explain this, that before these rallies take place, there is an interaction between the police and the agencies of these candidates. Some of these candidates want their candidate to pass through the route where they come from. And for us, really, that wouldn't be, it shouldn't be an issue as long as there are no processions. But in the process, pass there, and at times, I also want to point out this. At times you can see, if I'm going to town and you see I'm moving at 5 kilometers per hour, am I expecting to reach town within 10 minutes? And yet this is a short distance. I would like you people also to help us. You see at times the demeanor, the movement of some of these candidates. You are going to Ginger, but the speed you are using, then you are carrying, you reach and stop. You are not checking whether there is a problem of oil, but you are stopping to mobilize in a non-designated area. These are issues which are diverting us from what we have earlier planned for. These are issues which could easily make someone not reach the prearranged destination in time. And remember, there is the 6 o'clock deadline. Now, should that blame be put on us? Remember, I told you, enforcing. We enforce the law on your behalf. Actually, from tomorrow, don't say the police. You say, okay, you can say our police enforcing our demands. I'll be happy to hear that. This is the demand of the Ugandans, that you people be there to work on our behalf as we do other businesses. That's how I know it. It's not the other way around. We have not brought ourselves into this business. It is the demand of the Ugandan through the Constitution. And you are not going to find us wanting on that. We want to still give you comfort that we are up to the task that you gave us. And we are going to do it until we deliver the elections. And even we will continue to deliver a peaceful environment for the development of this country. That one I must assure you. So that you can go and continue to do other things which enable us to get our salaries and other facilitations. Are we together on this? I think I'm clear about this. But you people, I think you are seeing some of these. Why don't you also project them out? The speed, stopping. You are up there, you are saying, you people come. You first stop, you say pass. I don't have the leverage to go into the details. Now, that's not what we have agreed upon. You prepare yourself, let your people mobilize, find your people you would like to pass on the message to at the venue, address them, and get out. Then if anything is done by the police, I'll be the first one to be very tough on them. But if it is beyond 6, I will also be on them and say, what happened? By the way, since these campaigns started, now I also want to project this tolerance. Most of the times, Honorable Chagulanyi's campaigns have gone beyond 6 p.m. Apart from the one in Iganga and I think Masaka. Why do you think it is happening? We are standing our ground. And we are saying, you cross 6, prepare for a response from us. Because our work is to enforce. Cross 6, we are there. You don't cross, we shall do nothing. And this needs to be very clear to our people. Because at times the information is distorted. You see, why is the police telling us to go away? Then first, by the way, when people are being told to go away under the law, there is a proclamation. A proclamation being made in the name of, again, you the citizens, in the name of the Republic of Uganda, leave this place. Go away. Then the people are, you are going against the people of Uganda. So what do you do with the people who go against the people of Uganda? This is a small section of the people. You are going against the laws and rules and regulations. What is the police supposed to do? Actually, you should have started blaming us for failure to enforce in those earlier rallies. But I waited, nobody was. I waited until I said, these people are going to chase me away from my job. Why don't I act? Yes, I actually waited. I was even very worried. I said, am I still safe with these Ugandans? Because there is a deadline. They have put 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. But these people are going beyond 6. Am I safe? Now I feel I'm very safe because now I'm implementing. Don't go beyond 6. You try. We shall do our duty. That is the assurance I want to give you. And also, you see, like that caption you saw, where someone is molesting a police officer in uniform. This is authority of the state. This is your authority. It's wrong for any individual to even push. We don't want to dilute your authority. And there shouldn't be any member of the society trying to dilute his own authority, his or her own authority. These are the basics. And we would like our people really to get back and work with us. Work with us. We are your servants. But we have your authority via the Constitution. That's why we act decisively. We don't act individually. We act with your authority, the Constitution of this country. So when you see us using the authority, it is again your authority. You are the ones who said you must do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do it very confidently because we know you are with us. Now I'm not talking about you who are here. I'm talking to the public, to our people generally. Now, sniffer dogs. Who has grown up not seeing police dogs? I don't think there is any. Actually, we have many of other assets which we don't bring out all the time. But when our situation demands, we can bring out different. Don't ask us when do you bring them. Because now, again, you give us authority, you give us training. But allow me to explain this particular incident of the dogs. Now, I think you see, another thing is today with the technology, you can end up being presented differently from what exactly you are or what you are doing. In Kawempe, that time, there is a certain area we designated, we said, this is a no-go area. And the guidance was, police officers, be there, right? In front. Behind, we have our other assets, including canine. Now, when you cross the police officers and cross to the canine. Who has attacked the canine? Is it the dogs or the other way around? We need to be clear about this. But also, if you decide as Ugandans that the police should never have dogs, we shall listen. But for the time being, it's one of our... When we bring them out and where, yes, you can ask us later, but we may not necessarily ask you when to use them. Remember, you gave us that task of ensuring that the environment remains. But how do you explain someone who crosses and leaves the police officer? They are telling him or her, don't go that side, because you have also given us that authority. Then the person continues. Then when you find a dog there, who has attacked the other? But I also get surprised when you say, you attacked the public. I mean, why don't you first, people should even, we are there, we are your servants, inquire from us what happened. And I'm glad this has been asked here. How I wish it had been even asked earlier. Because even you see the projection going on in the media. It's as if it is the police which was attacking the people. But there are those people, the few. There is what they want to gain out of the situation. They say, go there and create a scene as I capture. We don't need to waste all our energies and resources into such activities. But for us, we are ready to explain all the time, and we shall continue to explain and we believe our people will understand us. But kindly, no one should create situations which will because you see, someone asked, maybe I need, this is the time to answer it. When do you use what? The law, again, the law gives us leverage on how and when to use. Even in these proclamations, if you will take time to listen, it even says force will be used against you, including rifle fire. We hold arms legally. But how and when to use it, we are also guided. There can be misuse, and that can be investigated. But if you are asking, are you supposed to have and use guns, the answer is yes. When and where and how is what is important. And it should follow this principle. The force must be proportionate. First of all, force is used in many ways. First of all, by the use of the mouth. I say, move out of this place. Because there is already a force projection by the police. They are saying we are here, and we are telling you we are the Uganda police, which is working on your behalf. We are saying, move out of this place. Then when you begin, you know, other words I will not add, because my mouth cannot bring them out. But when you bring that, but be sure that using your authority, we are going to do what? To make you move. We will begin, because we start by talking, the next is by using non-lethal, right? Someone was asking me, when do you use tear gas? We use tear gas when it is necessary, out of a clear assessment. And then actually I talked about the proclamation. At times, the situation which people may have created may not allow an immediate proclamation, because you are also not going to be there that you are proclaiming when people are sending missiles on you. The first person to be protected is the security forces, so that they can protect. Now, when you begin attacking and injuring the security, you are actually the worst enemy of this country. Because you are trying to make the security unable to protect its citizens. I hope I'm communicating this message very well. And we need all of us to work together. On our side, we are committed. I would like all our people to watch our behavior. If there is good behavior and anybody from our security forces acts, I will be the first person jumping on that side. And you will see how I will act. One time, I think, let me even remind you, because I was also, again, the police was, again, judged differently. You remember this case in Imbarara, where officers were pulling a lady? You remember when we acted very fast? Instead, again, we got a backlash? Said, what's wrong with the police? How can you act on your own like this? Said, now, how do you want me to act? Someone has molested his or her boss. Eh? What am I supposed to do? So, give us the environment which will make us make the best peace for everyone. Some of these, we know, some of these incidents are meant to provoke. And that's why I've told you we have had a lot of restraint. I would like also that one to be registered. Because there has been a big question. People have been demanding, asking, where is tear gas? Where is tear gas? But behind the scenes, we have had a lot of provocations. You say, okay, maybe these people are going to understand that we don't There is nothing we gain out of using some of these methods. But you see, everything has a limit. You don't cross the Rubicon because there is a Rubicon. If you cross it, hey, what you deserve, you get. That's the bottom line. And we are there, we know we are there for the people. We work for the people, all of us. Once you see us in this uniform, we know and we are alive to that fact. But at the same time, we know we have your authority. I will hold you decisively, knowing that this is not my personal authority. This is the authority of the people of Uganda. And I will use it, but I will not misuse it. And when I misuse it, then it is wrong, it's not right. Then, how far are the investigations in Iganga? This incident happened, it's not even 10 days ago. It's also not very good to rush into even making conclusions. Wait, we shall let you know when time is right. But my biggest emphasis, nobody should create a situation which causes, let us even value our people. Value the lives of our people. My statement stops there. But let us have people valuing the lives of others. And then even at these venues, at times you see, you know, like now, like for us, you have taught us to mention things with the hindsight of the presence of the law. That's why I'm hesitant to say it. But if I was in the village, I would have said, some people, I would have said, mark me, that some people could be going to these rallies when they are drunk and under the influence of other substances. But I can't say it now. I've told you I would have said it. Now, these rallies are meant for people to listen and get the message. And come 15th, they take a decision. And that's the bottom line. I hope hey, aren't they finished? Mr. Baker, Molinde, NTV, when does the police use extra force? I think I have explained. At times, some of these incidents, now I want you, there is one particular one which is, really, do you think this is totally real? Where someone is alleged to be having a pepper spray and is continuing with it? That could be part of what I talked about, the misuse, computer misuse, using AI. That is also not proper, to confuse our public. Now, if you reduce the force to that level, why do you want to take away the confidence of the people? On the people you are still looking up to provide security. Can we be responsible? But my promise is that much as there is AI, technology is not in one sphere. We will continue to follow that AI and find where it is originating from. Don't be surprised when we land on someone and say, first come to the police. I think this is also important for me to share with you. That you see the energy and resources you people have given us, we are still able. Let people not, I was going to use another word, but you see, since I'm talking to my bosses, I have again, I will never use it. Let us work together for the peace and the prosperity of this country. And for me, that is what is pushing me together with my colleagues. And all of you, I believe. Apart from there could be some small pockets in some places somewhere. And when we come to those ones, we shall not relent. The hand will come very determined and will do what? I'm talking about the hand of the law, not mine. That long one, the one they talk about. Then, it is still about reasonable force. What happened in Wizwera? But I would have wished, anyway, this presser is for me. I hope you have some pressers in, at certain times you ask also, why did you do this to the police officers? Somewhere when you have those pressers, I would wish to hear some of those questions. That, by the way, you, Yakagawa, why the other time we saw stones, we saw ABC, why did it happen? I'm also requesting you, my colleagues, my friends, to ask those questions, this time not to me. For me, I welcome this one. When do you use reasonable force? I've told you. But I've told you how you have empowered us. From the lowest, the verbal, to now to the physical, until you reach the bigger ones. When it reaches even beyond the capacities of ourselves, then because the Constitution does that for us, we say, where are you? This one is again heavier. Are we together? But at the end of it, we wish to have a situation where even at a rally, by the way, at a rally we are all listening and watching. And that should be the best case scenario. And I'm believing that eventually, with these few days remaining, they are less than 15, by the way. Today is the 1st of December. And maybe let me also use this opportunity to, because I think it is part of my duty also, because they say, protect life and property. And today happens to be the 1st of December, World AIDS Day. And this is to remind ourselves about the scourge of AIDS. It is real, and I would wish all of us, including myself, we remain disciplined and ensure we follow the requisite protocols around the protection of protection against that scourge, so that tomorrow we can look at this country moving to the next level. As you are aware, we are now in the low middle income status. The aspirations of this country, I'm not teaching you, comrades, but I'm just reminding each other, is to move to the next level. And security, prevalence of security is critical. It is the baseline. It is the baseline, and therefore, for us on our side, we are determined to maintain this requisite security. I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening to me. But I'm leaving with a lot of hope that more energy is being galvanized from the side of the public to ensure that, first of all, we deliver the elections and continue with prosperity. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Inspector General of Police, for scheduling some time for us. This is our usual Monday weekly briefing where I have an interface with journalists. The elections are still on, so my brothers and sisters, we shall be having more time to interface. IGP may not answer everything today, but since we are still together, we shall be having that moment. I would like to thank you very much, sir, and also in the same vein, thank the officers who have come along with you. We shall be sharing any more information that may not have come to them through our platform.
Permission to go. Thank you. Karen. Thank you.
Mwebale nnyo. I think protocol, shall have just some breakfast together. Pardon? Down, eh? Please don't leave police headquarters.